Hey everyone, I'm sorry to have to interrupt the video before it really even gets started, but when I was editing it, I realized that the video was becoming much longer, about this long, much longer than I expected it to be. So if you want to go ahead and skip forward to the part where we're actually, using the tool, you can go to this timestamp right here. But I would really recommend and appreciate if you just stick with it, because there actually was a lot to talk about with this tool before we even started using it. So go ahead, sit back, and enjoy. Welcome back to Good Germs Off-Road Adventures, and welcome back once again to the shop. In case you can't tell by Frank's beanie that I borrowed and a jacket, it's kind of cold today. Don't let that thermometer over there lie to you. It just now hit whatever that says, 48.9 degrees, and it only hit that because I've got a little heater down here by my feet. The one over there that's hanging above the tool cabinet, as usual, and like you may have seen in our Christmas special, it just keeps the tool cabinet warm. It really doesn't heat the garage, but it's over there and it's on, so at least in my mind, it makes me think it's, heating the shop. Anyway, so let's talk first about that intro. Now, I agree, it was pretty silly, but there's a story behind it. So a dude reached out to me from a company called Alloyman Tools. Alloyman sounded to me like some sort of superhero, and it's oddly difficult to say, Alloyman. Alloyman. Nope, still difficult. Anyway, dude from the Alloyman Tools reached out to me and wanted to do a video review of their tools, and I said sure. So we went ahead and he sent me this. So this is their 1/2-inch 20-volt impact wrench. I don't know much about it. I did look it up on the website, but I think everything that you need to know about it's probably printed on the box. It says, the back and the front say the same thing. So I'm just going to read it off the back of the box. Let's move it here. There we go. So it says Alloyman Powerful Tools, and then down here I think it says that it's industrial. Okay. Over here it has, a check mark and an FCC and a C and an E, a recycle sign, and no trash bins. Okay. It says 1-year warranty. It says 480 foot-pounds, probably here. 480 foot-pounds, cordless impact wrench, 0 to 2,000 RPM. Okay. It says it includes a one battery that says it's 4 amp hours. Down here again it says Alloyman. Yeah, that's not going to get old anytime soon. And then 20-volt lithium ion. And then it says if you have any questions, you can contact somebody about it. Now, I haven't opened the box. It's just as I received it. And as you can tell, it comes in a case. Already, I can tell you, I like that it comes in a case. I think cases are neat. Well, let's just open it up. Let's see what's in here. Okay. Well, it's a plastic case. The latches are a little, well, they are what they are. Well, let's go ahead and open this up and see what's in here. I like that the latches say open. They literally have the word open on them. That's nice. Okay, so what do we get in the box? We get an instruction manual. Can we cut for a minute? I need just a minute. Okay. I had to go collect my thoughts a little bit because the instruction manual, well, I need a minute again. Before I get back to the instruction manual, these are budget-friendly, budget-minded tools. I think on their website, it's like $100. It says it's half off, but it says it's $100. But on the Amazon website, which is where they pretty much sell through, you see where I'm going, I think it's $95 for a 1/2-inch impact. Okay, I need another minute. Yeah. Okay. Okay, the owner's manual. I'm hoping that the rest of the, I'm hoping the rest of the review goes better than the front page, the cover of the owner's manual. I'm going to show it to you. It's pretty good. I'm going to cover this part up down here. Okay, it's pretty good. It's got their logo in color. That's pretty neat. They spent some money on printing on 2 colors, so you have black and yellow. Instruction manual. There's a picture of it. I don't know if you can read that. Yeah, that's what it says. It says it's a cordless leaf blower. You might want to email this email address down here and ask him why why they call it a leaf blower. Anyway, so I can't do it. I can't do. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so the leaf blower instruction manual, it has many words and numbers in it, and I'm a little worried that it may be mixed with leaf blower instructions. I don't know. It's got sound ratings in here. Okay. And it's got 3 different models, and I don't know which model this is. Maybe it's on the side of it. Who knows? But it's got, I don't know. It's got all the specs in here. I just, if we don't know if it's a leaf blower or an impact wrench, how do we know that what's in here makes any sense? Anyway, sure. Okay. What else is in the box? Well, we've got a charger that we know it's a battery charger because it says it right there. It says battery charger. I'm glad that they wrote that on there. It's helpful to know that this is a battery charger. It says input 100 to 240 volts. Okay. Well, it doesn't get much better. Output, it gives an output. I think they've made up some things here. I think they meant to say current. I don't know if this is going to come up on the camera there or not, but what they wrote was Kerpent. It's 2 amps, I hope. Kerpent. I don't know if that's coming up on the camera. Yeah, Kerpent. So it's a 2 amp Kerpent. We've got a battery. Plastic on the battery feels not great. It does have a meter on it. Let's see what the meter says. Oh, it says it's full. See? We're just going to assume it's full. It came full. I did see some other reviews, and other people said it came fully charged. Don't know if you're supposed to ship them fully charged, but that's okay. It says there's a 1-year warranty. If there's any quality problem with the product, please contact us and get it resolved as soon as possible. Exclamation point. So they really want you to contact them if there's a problem. And again, the email address is on there. Okay. I don't expect this to be like Milwaukee or DeWalt quality, given that it's at its price point. This is not meant, it says professional, but really this is meant for, obviously, those that are being very budget minded. The box said it was a 4 amp hour battery, but I can't find any information on here that actually confirms or denies that rating. So we're just going to have to assume it's pretty big for 4 amp hour battery. I mean, by comparison, let's grab a Hercules 5 amp hour battery, and you can see they're roughly the same size. So I don't know, maybe there's just a lot of dead space in this one. It is lighter than the Hercules by a little bit. That's okay. Okay, so we get a battery. Nice. Some packaging. Don't need that. Okay. What else? Well, we've got this very tightly wrapped thing of goodies. Let's get a knife and see what's in there. See, did that do it? No, we need more. More cutting action. Leaf blower. Oh, man. Look, we might be in for a real treat if it's a leaf blower that's charged by Kerpent. That's what I'm saying. Well, we got sockets. It came with some sockets. Let's okay. These are strange sockets. So, I don't know if you're going to see them on this camera. I'll come back and zoom in on a different one if I need to, but so these sockets, they've got a rubber band around them here and a pin. Can you see the pin? I'll show it anyway. So you take this rubber band off and then this pin slides out. Why? Why do I need a pin in a socket? Oh, I've already dropped it. Great. Well, it came with an extra one, so we'll put that one in. But again, what are you supposed to do with these pins? I don't understand. And how do you keep from losing the pins? I don't understand the sockets. Well, let's talk about the sockets. We've got 18 millimeters. We have 19 millimeters, 17 millimeters, 21 millimeters, 20 millimeters, and 22 millimeters. So, okay, 17 to 20. This one's shorter than the rest. Huh. Anyway, 18 or 17 to 22, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 sockets. It's pretty neat that it came with sockets. I just don't understand the whole pin and O-ring thing. Maybe it's in the instructions. Let's see. Well, there's a guy in here that says always wear protective goggles to protect your eyes from injury when using power tools. It says that they must comply with ANSI Z87.1 in the USA and then some other countries' ratings. In Australia and New Zealand, it is legally required to wear a face shield to protect your face too. And there's a picture of a little dude right there wearing a face shield. I didn't know that. Huh. So I guess most of us that do these videos at home and wear no safety equipment, we're going to jail if we're in Australia or New Zealand. Anyway, does it say anything about the crazy sockets in here? Not so far. It's got instructions on how to change the application mode. Apparently it has, oh, here we go. Okay, tool with the ring spring. This is for an impact socket without the O-ring and pin. So not these, because these apparently have an O-ring and a pin. Push the socket onto it until it goes to place. To remove it, pull it out. Well, that's what we would normally expect to see. For impact socket with the O-ring and pin, move the O-ring out of the groove in the impact socket. Fit it onto the square drive, insert the pin through the hole, and then put it, why, is it to keep the socket from falling off? Is that a problem? I don't know, I guess we'll find out in a bit. Anyway, I'm glad I hung on to this because it explained those. Anyway, we've got what appears to be a bunch of extensions. That's pretty neat. And this one's shiny. And it says chrome vanadium. Did they make that up? Is that a real word? Put it in the comments below, vanadium. Never heard of vanadium. However, these don't have a hole, so I'm assuming if you're using these extensions, these may, I'm going to drop them. They're slippery. I'm going to, these won't go in with the pin. Okay. So extensions of various lengths, ow, that are stuck in these this one also says chrome vanadium, and so does this. Please, anybody that knows, what's a vanadium? Please type it into the comments. It says it right there. Vanadium. In the words, put it down there. Never heard of vanadium. Okay. All right. Finally, the tool. I can't decide if this part right here is metal or not. Well, there's the hole. That seems to be the hole where you'd put your pin. It's got a little rattle to it. I'm sure that's fine. I almost threw it down there on the heater. That would have been bad. The plastic on it, it's plastic. It says brushless right here on the side. That's, if that's true, that's neat. I still don't know what model number we have. But just a couple of small things that are going to make the brain a little crazy. And the box, if you remember the box that's over there, it said 0 to 2,000 RPM. The side of the tool says 0 to 3,300 RPM. Chuck size, it says 13 millimeters, and then in parentheses, 1/2 inch. Wow, close. They're not exactly the same. So we'll have to see if my actual 1/2 inch things that I have will fit this. Hoping they will. Impact frequency, 0 to 3,500 impacts per minute. Max torque. So this says 520 foot-pounds, which is 700 Newton meters for all the Newton meter people. Well, the box said 480. This says 520. Maybe one of these is for the leaf blower spec? I don't know. Let's see what the book says. What does the book say? Well, the book doesn't agree with the tool. Impacts per minute on max impact mode, 4,000 per minute. RPM, this says 3,200. Now this is no load, so right, this is just spinning. You're not doing anything. It says 3,200, and the gun says 3,500. So I don't know which is correct, obviously. So I'm not going to toss the instructions manual away because it does say how to use the buttons that are here. So let's see what that says. I don't know. That's the battery. Of course, if it's full, it's full. If it's dead, it's dead. Okay. Yeah. So right here, it tells you how to do all the impact modes. That's pretty good. But the pictures in the book don't match what's on the tool. Honestly, not even close. Well, let's put the battery on it and see if we can make sense of it. Well, that goes on pretty good. I like that. It's not difficult. Okay, so it's on. Oh, it's a little loose, but I'm sure it's fine. Okay, it says button. There's a headlight button. There is no headlight button. Well, this has a picture of a button that has a light on it, and there's no button with a light on it. Oh, okay. Okay, well, there's a button that says power. Okay, oh, we woke it up. Okay. Interesting. When you switch the direction, the lights on it change. I don't know why that is. The light seems to come on its own, which in the book, it's got a picture of a button, and you can change how much you want the light on. I don't know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I think the book has rendered itself at this particular juncture, just completely useless. It just does not describe the tool at all. Okay, good job, Alloyman. All right. Your leaf blower book, impact wrench book doesn't really, okay. Let's put it on, has a low, medium, and a high. What's interesting is when you change directions, it does something that the book doesn't seem to describe. And it has a battery indicator on here, which, why would you put a battery indicator on the tool when you've got one on the battery? Okay. Well, let's squeeze it and see what we get. That's forward. It feels like it's got some torque to it. That's on high. Let's put it on low. Okay, that's definitely lower. Medium, slightly higher, yep, and high. Okay, so the 3 modes seem to do the 3-mode thing. I like the case. It's not, again, this is not store name brand stuff here, so it's not going to be, anyway, I like the case. I like that it has a case. So look, I have no idea how this thing is going to perform. None whatsoever. But we might be surprised. Granted, we've got all sorts of things that tell us that it may not be very good, like the book that calls it a leaf blower and the box and the manual and the side of the tool with all the specs that do not agree. And a chuck that may or may not be 1/2 inch or anvil, and a pretty good rattle. Despite all those things, this might actually be a pretty good tool at the price point of about $9,500, something like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and, put a socket on this and see how it does. Grab the, well, this one's missing the pin. I guess what I thought was an extra pin in the case was just the pin from that one. This one, let's put this one on. So it said to roll this up a little bit, the O-ring, and the pin was already kind of falling out. So we're just going to put it on, line up the hole with the hole on the, and then we're going to put it on. Okay, try again. Okay, it went on. It was very difficult to put on, and then you put the pin in it. Okay, and then you put the rubber thing on. Not a fan. We're gonna not use these because now I can't get the pin out. Oh wait, here it comes. Can you imagine trying to change sockets like you're trying to do a job and be efficient, and you can't change your socket very quickly and it's gonna irritate you? So we're just gonna not use these sockets at all because I don't like them. Okay. They did ask for some comparison, but I don't know that I have anything to compare this against. It's 20 volt. Well, the Hercules is 20 volt. I mean, I have the big Hercules 1/2 inch, the Ultra Torque. You might have seen that video. But that thing's like 1,300 foot-pounds of torque. It's not really much of a comparison for this. I think I got it. So Hercules, I reviewed it. It's their little 3/8 impact. Now I know it's 3/8 and it's not a 1/2 inch, but the torque spec on this is 525 breakaway foot-pounds. This is anywhere between 480 and 500 and whatever this says, 520. So they're, from that aspect, comparable. So we'll grab, the bigger battery for this. Now I already know, as we go to test it, this will do the lug nuts on the quads with no problems. But we're going to test this Alloyman. We're going to test the Alloyman on increasing variations of difficulty. We're going to try it on the quad lug nuts first. That should be no problem for anything. Then we're going to go outside and try it on the utility trailer lug nuts. Those don't torque so high. We're going to try it on the toy hauler lug nuts. And then finally, the ultimate test, we're going to try this on the excursion lug nuts and see if it can break them off. I already know this is not going to do most of those because, well, it's a little wrench, but we'll try it anyway. Okay. Well, okay. So, like I mentioned just a minute ago when I was sitting over there, we're going to first try the lug nuts on the quads here. And we've got Darth. We've got the front of Darth jacked up so we can take this front wheel off probably twice. We're going to start off with the little 3/8 Hercules. And again, I know it's 3/8, and which doesn't mean comparable, but the breakaway torque, it says, is the same. So let's see how this does. We already know it does good, but we're making a video, so we're going to do it again. Okay. We know it does good, so we're going to put it back on and try it again with Alloyman. Yeah, that's definitely getting old. Okay. Okay. Now, let's get the Alloyman. Leaf blower. Okay, so I'm going to use one of my impact sockets because I just don't like the ones that it came with. And let's hope it fits on here. This is a 1/2 inch, and this is a 13 millimeter, otherwise known as 1/2 inch. See, it doesn't go on. Why doesn't it go on? Oh, okay, now it's on. Okay, we're going to put it on back out mode, and we're going to put it on high. Okay, let's see how it does. Okay, easy. Easy. Okay. Well, so it took them all out. Actually a bit easier than the Hercules 3/8 did. I would expect that, but with the same breakaway torque ratings, or roughly the same, I just didn't know. So now you know. Well, let's go ahead and put these lug nuts started back on, and we'll run these back in. I am going to put it on low, so that way I can come back and retorque this wheel properly. You know, I don't want to break anything. Let's put them on low. Just like the Hercules, you have to turn it on, you know, touch the trigger, and then you can adjust it. Okay, put it in forwards mode. Well, it really struggles in low. But like I said, you know, we'll go back and retorque these. The grip is comfortable. Whoever says it correctly? Anybody actually say it correctly and say comfortable? No, comfortable. Anyway, the grip is comfortable. It's okay. It's got some weight to it, but for its size, you would expect it. But so far, it can do a quad wheel. Okay, so we're out here next to the flatbed trailer. You may have seen that on the most recent video where we went to Husky Monument, not that you care. We're going to go ahead and try the little Hercules 3/8. Now, I don't have an impact bit for 3/8 that's 13/16, which is this lug nut size. So we're just going to use a shiny one. I'm not really expecting this to get lug nuts off of here. We're only going to take 3 off because I don't want to jack it up. We're just going to take 3 of them off. But I'm not really expecting this to get these loose. These are roughly about 100 foot-pounds of torque. And I just don't think the little 3/8 is going to do it. But let's give it a try and see what happens. Well, shiver me timbers. Well, I'm a little speechless, to be honest with you. I did not expect the little 3/8 Hercules to do that. Now, some of it is I do use anti-seize on all of my lug nuts because I don't want them rusting. I want to be able to get them off when it's time to change a tire. Let's put these back on, and then we'll try it with the, the leaf blower. Yeah. All right, well, we've taken those 3. Let's take the other 2 and one of those 3 off using the Alloyman. The leaf blower. Okay. Easy. Easy. Side note, little anti-seize, it's a little sticky on the fingers. Okay, easy. Look, that was easy. So I'm going to go ahead and just start the threads back on these. And, I forgot to go get a torque stick so I don't over-torque these. So I will be right back with the torque limiting thing. Okay, well, you all have heard me say this by now, at least a half dozen times. Well, the socket comes off pretty good. Anyway, I like to use the torque limiting sticks, not to set the torque, but to make sure I don't over torque. So I know that this should be about 100 foot-pounds. So the stick I'm using is got the blue stripes, which means 80. So let's go ahead and run these things in. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave the hub, the cap. I'm going to leave the cap off, this thing. I'm going to leave it off for now because I do and will come back and retorque this properly. But in the meantime, let's go test it on the toy hauler. We know that that takes a bit more torque. Okay, so now I think we're probably really going to start pushing the boundaries of what the little Hercules can do. But we'll try it anyway. So, oddly enough, the toy hauler here, the lug nuts are smaller than the other. These are 3/4. So I do have an impact for 3/8 for that. I know I said with the other trailer I did not expect... Well, why won't this go on? You have to line it up properly. Anyway, like I said with the other trailer, I did not expect the little Hercules to do it, but then it did it quite well. So now we're going to try it on these. These are supposed to be torqued to 120 foot-pounds, which they are because I've torqued them there. Well, let's see what it does. Again, we're only going to take off 3 lugs. These are 6. That's fine. I just don't want to jack it up and go through all that. So we're just going to take some off. Let's see what the little Hercules can do. Nothing. That's pretty much what I expected. But can Alloyman? Can the leaf blower get them off? Let's see. Here we go. Yep, not a problem. Look, that was easy. Not gonna lie. Pretty happy. And, I had told myself if this thing ends up working out well, I'm probably gonna keep it in the camper here for camping emergencies. Anyway, let's put them back on. Again, torque limiting thing. This is the 100 foot-pound rated one because 120, don't want to over torque these. And don't use your left hand upside down because I am not left-handed. Okay, let's put them on. Okay, and as I said before, I'll come back, I'll leave this tire cover off so I can come back and torque these properly. But so far, the Alloyman leaf blower, it's working. I'm not mad at it at all. Oh, it fell over. Okay, so in my mind, this was going to be really kind of the ultimate test for the Alloyman. For the Alloyman leaf blower. So first we got to get this off, the hubcap thing. And I've got a very specific tool for that. Just, the biggest, oldest screwdriver you have and just, give it a little, how you doing? And off she comes. Now we've got 8 lug nuts on here. And I'm not going to, of course, take all 8 off because once again, I don't want to jack it up and take the wheel off. So we're going to attempt to take off 4. We'll just do a square. We'll leave 4 and see what happens. Do we think the leaf blower can just blow the lug nuts off this? Reminder, these are torqued down to almost 160 foot-pounds. Let's see if the leaf blower's got it in her. I'll be damned. Okay, more. 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 Okay, well, let's put it back on just to make sure that it did actually work. Okay, Where's my stick? I'll tell you, I am glad I don't have to use the sockets that came with it. I just don't like them. All right, let's put these 4 back in. Well, while we're at it, why don't we take the other 4 off? Sure. Can we remember which ones we just did? Yeah, so here we go. Yep. Okay, let's put them back on. Look, if I had to deal with those sockets with that stupid pin in them, trying to change this out, it would make me crazy. Anyway. Well, I'll be honest, this was quite surprising, but let's go inside and we can recap on, how the leaf blower did at the things. Okay, so what do I think? Well, this is kind of tough for me. I've actually had to sit back and think about this for a while because, see, I went into this video not sure what I was going to think, and then once I saw the owner's manual calling it a leaf blower and the specs on the box versus the owner's manual versus the side of the thing, none of that matched. Some of the typos in some places like the owner's manual and the website. I really, really didn't want to like this, other than the fact that it's yellow. And y'all know I like yellow tools. But I'm struggling because I actually kind of like the tool. I don't think it's something I would have bought on my own because I've never heard of Alloyman until they reached out to me. But now that I've played with it a little bit and done some things, it's kind of hard not to like it. You have to get past all of the cheap filling plastic and the case that it rattles around in, and the battery charger that uses 2 amps of current instead of current. Once you get past all those things and the fact that they can't seem to figure out if it is indeed an impact wrench or is it a leaf blower, once you get past all that, surprisingly it does the thing. Quad, didn't expect a problem there. We only tried it against that little 3/8 Hercules because it's all that I had that was a comparable torque rating. I was surprised the Hercules did the lug nuts on the flatbed. I did not expect that. But of course, this actually did it easier. So that's good to know. And of course, the Hercules 3/8 did nothing on the toy hauler, which has the lug nuts have more torque is what I'm trying to say. 120 foot-pounds is the spec on those. And this thing took them off super easy. The Excursion, that was what I was expecting to be the challenge. Didn't even bother with the Hercules because I already know. Of course, the big ultra torque, but that's not a comparison. It has more than double the torque of this thing. So, and it's a massive thing, costs twice as much by itself. So when I went at the Excursion with this, I didn't know if I expected it to work at all. And if it did work on it, was it going to struggle? And it just didn't struggle. It took the lug nuts right off. And it surprised me. And so I had to do it again. You saw I did all 8 lug nuts and did fine. And the battery, I didn't charge it before I started and I didn't charge it at any time during the testing. It's still full. Now, of course, we didn't run it all the way through the paces, and I don't know how well the battery is going to do over time. But, through that little bit, it's still full. The sockets, Alloyman, you can keep these. Look, I'm sure it's fine if you wanted to get yourself, a little budget impact and you don't have sockets, but it only comes with metric. So if you're going to do anything, most trailers have SAE or American style sizes on them. It doesn't come with any of that. These are just metric 17 through 22 millimeters, like I mentioned before. I guess it's fine to have these, but to be honest, these are just going to go straight in the bin. And the pins, look, if you are going to keep these, anybody watching, get rid of the pins and the rubber bands. They're just a nuisance. I don't know why they're a thing to keep it from falling off, but it grips tight. You don't need it. The extensions, though, that's a nice add, and they work. And I pronounced it incorrectly before. It's not vanadium. You can blame the old man eyes for that. It's vanadium with a V, so it's chrome vanadium. I still don't know what that is, but at least now it's the correct word. But it worked, you know. We used the middle size. I think this is the 5-inch one. We used the middle-sized one when we, there's the mouse in the pocket, when I torqued everything back up. And yes, I did go ahead and do all that. Had to do that because the OCD was kind of messing with me. And plus it gave me time to think about the Alloyman leaf blower. I'm glad to see that I can take all the sockets on and off easily. That's nice. The switch is a little funky. It's got the detents, but there's not a, it's not great feeling, but it works. The trigger is not great feeling, but it works. But it's a nice feeling tool, like I mentioned before. It's a shame that the manual doesn't say how to use this. I don't know if it's the manual's older than the tool or the tool's older than the manual. Don't really know, but I mean, it works. It's not difficult. You've got a power button and you can use it to change the power setting. I don't really know why it wants to tell you what direction it is. When you switch directions, when all the things are lit up, I don't know why it does that anyway. And then of course it has a secondary battery indicator. I don't know why you got one on the battery. You don't need one up here. You've got a better one on the battery. The one on here is really tiny and hard to read. So anyway, in the end, what am I going to do with this? Well, I'm going to go ahead and use this in the camper. I'm going to keep it in its box with the battery and a charger, and we'll use it in the camper. It'll be good for emergencies. You get a flat tire, you got to change it on the side of the road. This sure beats getting at it with the big wrench, And now we know it'll work, even on the excursion if we need it to. I guess if you're looking for an inexpensive, budget-friendly, impact wrench, at $100, if you go to the Alloyman website, it says it's $200, but then it's crossed out. It says 50% off because it's on sale, I guess. It says $100, $99.99. But if you go to the Amazon, these are $94.99. At least they are today. But if you go on the Amazon website, you can find it there. Yeah, if you're looking for a $100 impact wrench, leaf blower, that comes with the 2-amp Kerpent charger, a battery, a case, some sockets I don't like, but extensions I do like, and an owner's manual that just doesn't match any of it. Yeah, go for it. Really impressed with the tool. I think we're going to wrap it up. If you do decide to go on to the Alloyman website and buy it, I'll put a link in the bottom. Look, I'll be honest, I don't think it gets you any discount, but it does help the channel a little bit. Well, that's it. That's our first actual sponsored tool review. I think that was a lot of fun. Sure. If you wouldn't mind, if this channel found you and you're not yet subscribed, I would really appreciate if you all did that. Click on the subscribe and the little bell thing. It'll let you know when I make a video. We upload every Thursday about 5 p.m. That's on the left coast of the U.S. Anyway, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm sure I'm going to see all sorts of comments on this thing. People that like it, people that hate it, people that hate the fact that we reviewed it and actually liked it, and I'm kind of surprised I liked it too, if I'm honest. But anyway, like I said, I think that's going to do it. Listen, y'all have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye now.